Right, so a key focus on Muslim aid is that kind of long-term aid, the capacity for a poor person to be able to take care of themselves. Teach a man to fish, he'll live for a lifetime, that quote from Oxfam. So they're aiming to reduce poverty, but then they want to make sure that happens through a means that those people can take care of themselves and build themselves out of poverty rather than become dependent on aid agencies. So becoming dependent on charities. Oh, Muslim aid, we need some more money. I've my house fell down, and or I need an education. So these would be the key ideas: basic facilities, so someone can take care of themselves, food, shelter. Things like a washing machine are actually a massive indicator of something that can make a lot of help someone out a lot. Education for everyone, making sure everyone is educated so that they have the mental tools to be able to interact with this world and help within the societies and become a person of value within the society that they are in. As you know, the more you're educated, the more likely you are to be rich. And also, to make a world where people are compassionate, there's justice, people self-reliance, and good human development. So just to make sure that, create a world where we're actually working together in a compassionate community is going to be a key thing of what makes a happy society. So when they do provide emergency aid, it's clean drinking water, it's food, tents and temporary shelters. So obviously if your house is blown down, you're going to need a tent to look after yourselves. Blankets, medical supplies, making sure that there's volunteers there. So if you're in a desperate situation, your house is broken down, you're going to need food, water, and shelter. That's what you need. So make sure that the people have that, and obviously all the conditions that allow for them to be healthy. In regards to long-term aid, what we're focusing on is training, so making sure someone has important skills. So if I am in arable land, I know how to farm and how to make good use of the land that I have. If I have a place where I can fish, and sustainably do so as well. Make sure that there's good education, so a lot of money will go into schools so that people can learn well, and make sure that people have the skills, as mentioned before, that are necessary. Healthcare, so if someone falls sick, it doesn't cripple them financially. They can get to a hospital and be cured and helped quickly. Clean water, as mentioned before, because if I've got access to clean water, I know that I can drink and sustain myself without risk of falling sick. Big income generation projects. So that's basically big projects that are there, making businesses and jobs that can take care of people. So making sure there's really good infrastructure, making sure there's really good roads so people can get to the new factory or get to the new farm that's been built in the local community. And housing, because if I've got a house that doesn't fall down too easily, I feel pretty safe. Hopefully I'm going to be able to sleep tonight quite easily because my house isn't going to fall down. Good housing, good shelter. So, the big thing, and you might have seen this adverts for Red Crescent, Muslim Aid, and other Muslim organisations, is conflicts in Israel and Gaza. They work very closely with those people there, in particular in Gaza, because that's really one place where there are a lot of Muslim people living in extreme poverty and really who aren't very safe. So we're making sure in some regards that the people in Gaza can take care of themselves, that there is that long-term sustainable goal, but also that we're looking for the goal to make sure that people, when Israeli rockets are fired into Gaza and all these schools are blown up or people die, we need to make sure that the victims of all those things get their emergency relief so that they can take care of each other. If anyone has saved a life, it is as if they've saved the life of a whole people. So those things are really key there and really central to Muslim goals within the UK. Also, Christian churches and Muslim mosques will be doing this within communities where there is a mosque or a church. People will be working with the community to take care of those people. So within the UK, Christian churches might have something like an Alcoholics Anonymous organisation there to help people who are suffering from alcohol problems or drug addiction recover. Oval Station, just down the road, there's a church called St. Mark's. That's exactly what they work with drug addicts and alcoholics to make sure those people can recover. Same thing that mosques will do. Just because you can't drink in Islam doesn't mean there aren't Muslims who drink, and it doesn't mean there aren't Muslims who are alcoholics. So those alcoholics should be able to feel safe to come to a mosque and go, look, I know I've done a mistake, but I need to get out of this poison, I need to get out of this alcohol. And so often you'll have people, imams working within mosques, working with those people, and obviously other poor communities, making sure Muslims stay out of gang culture, making sure Christians stay out of gang culture, making sure that people are safe, making sure that people are happy, making sure that family problems are fixed. All of those are other examples of charity that are done by Muslim organisations. Just seeing if there's any. I mean, like, yeah, the Muslim Islamic Muslim for Mission for Harmony. So a big responsibility of Muslims now. You know, we're aware there've been 500 British Muslims who've gone to fight for ISIS in Iraq. Now that's a problem. So one responsibility that a lot of mosques feel is they need to come up and stand against these extremists and say, look, at the end of the day, mate, that's not my Islam. That's not Islam, and we need to make sure that young, vulnerable people also don't think that that's Islam. A huge percentage of Muslim people, of the prison populations of Muslim people, young Muslim men, and so as a result, those people are very vulnerable to join gangs like ISIS and these sorts of organisations. So those mosques and those imams work within those communities to make sure there is good collaboration between Muslim organisations and non-Muslim organisations, make sure there's peace and harmony between different religions, because that's obviously extremely important. A quote from the president of the Islamic Mission, just to counteract, I guess, that idea about the quote, let not the believers take for friends or helpers unbelievers rather than believers. Well, the leader of the Islamic Mission recently said, our doors are open to all, irrespective of individual belief. We always encourage people to come forward and join us by helping others, Muslims and non-Muslims alike. Doesn't matter. By way of taqwa, we're all equal. Yeah,